right. What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It is Phil Nagy on sports. It is time to get rolling here with our week number 6 sim. Excited to bring this one to you. Also exciting because the Cleveland Guardians just punched their ticket to the ALCS and are going to be headed to New York to play what everybody assumes will be the team that's the team to beat. So I love us as the underdog. But we are going to be heading to the New York area to take on the Yankees. But before we get to that, it is time for our week number 6 sim here. Unfortunately, our Browns are 1-4 as we've had to force lose them the last couple of weeks. But we do have to take our talents to Philadelphia. Unfortunately, Philadelphia getting healthy at the right time. And so we're going to see Devontae Smith, we're going to see Jalen Hurts, we're going to see A.J. Brown, all their big pieces back. And, of course, Saquon Barkley has been very, very good throughout. Also just found out that Kit got off the plane. And so he's going to be jumping on here in just a few minutes with us as well. So really need to get this one going. Welcome in, Mitchell. Welcome in, Mason. Welcome in, Big Dog. And let's go, Ducks. Mason, you trying to get everybody upset with you to start today? Big one tonight, of course, Ohio State and Oregon. Remember, we simmed that all the way back on Tuesday for us, and it was a crazy game, which Oregon ended up winning, like 52-49. So we'll see if that happens tonight or not. Here's Jalen Hurts. Here's what he's done in the Sim 2-2 season. Again, early bye week for the Eagles. Does mean that they're healthy. Also, a couple of returning pieces for the Browns today. You'll see the debut of number 51, Michael Hall Jr., also Mahmoud Diabate, and Mo Hurst back off the IR as well. So you'll see both of them. Also maybe the first career start for D'Anthony Bell, number 37, as both Hickman and Delpit will be out of this game. So you'll see Roddy McLeod and D'Anthony Bell, along with the practice squad elevation Christopher Edmonds, who I had to make in this one. Here's a handoff up the middle to Barkley, and he's got the first down of the game, where Devin Bush will track him down again. Still no Jordan Hicks, I think. I don't know if Jordan Hicks is back or not. I should have looked at that. He is questionable. I should have put him back in, but I did not. So we'll have to roll without Jordan Hicks in this one. I'm sorry, I should have checked that one out. Hey, Felgren, welcome in. That's fine. Mason, you can love Eugene. The Pacific Northwest is beautiful. Doesn't mean you have to root for the football team tonight when everybody else is rooting against him. Nice play that time. A.J. Brown's first attempt is going to be dropped. In the sim, Mason, or in real life, Saquon Barkley over 125, and that total yards or rushing yards? Back to pass. Hurts fired it over the middle. Caught. This time it's going to be Devontae Smith. He beat Denzel across the middle, and Roddy McLeod makes the tackle, as his safety is wont to do. In real life, I mean, until they show us otherwise, the Browns aren't going to be able to score a lot, so the Eagles will probably have an early lead and be handing it off to them a lot in garbage time. So sure, I'll say over. I'll take the over on that one. Hurts now, firing right side, caught by his tight end, Calcaterra, and then it'll be thrown to the ground near another first down. So good opening drive for Jalen Hurts and company here. Of course, Mason saying earlier that he's been reading that if the Browns were to somehow get the win here in Philadelphia, that would mean Nick Sirianni would get fired, which would be pretty wild to me. Now here's Hurts. He'll fire quickly onto the right side to Saquon Barkley, who had motioned out as a receiver, and they get another first down at the 21. Rolling. They're moving down the field here. Do appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy on sports. Again, Kit will be joining shortly as he just got done captaining a play, and blitz coming. They feel it. Throw it to a wide open Barkley. 10-5. Breaking tackles. Still breaking tackles. And then Myles Garrett chased him all the way down to the 4-yard line to throw him out of bounds. We've got a 1st and goal, Eagles. But I wanted to get this one in here before your evening activities. And again, certainly before that Ohio State and Oregon game. Do appreciate everybody being on. Thanks so much, all of our subscribers. We picked up another couple this week. We're at 1,130. Hurts rolling right, and this time Diabate will throw him ground. Mahmoud. They're going to call that a sack. Welcome back, Mahmoud. Cover that shroud, hooded shroud, as you are a stealthy assassin, Mr. Diabate. 2nd and goal here Hurts got that very low crouch. That's realistic. Blitz coming again from the nickel. They feel it go that way, and it's caught very quickly by Calcaterra, and JOK swats him to the ground. Hey, Bang with Smoke. How are you, my friend? I know you're not a Buckeyes fan, Mason. I know you're not. But many of the rest of the people on the channel are, so that's why I was teasing you for poking the bear. Over the middle and touchdown. He was wide open. And that was Devontae Smith. Welcome back. And Devontae Smith into the end zone. As Hurts was rolling right, Mo Hurst was in his face. And there you can see a lot of traffic in the middle. And somehow Devin Bush was the one responsible for Devontae Smith, and that is a mismatch for just about any linebacker. So opening drive right on down the field. Takes about 5 minutes to do so. Again, we have played with the sliders here to try to get a little bit more realism. And I think the Sims have actually looked fairly realistic, even though the Browns have been decent on offense and actually scored some points, which unfortunately is not realistic for right now. But no time like the present to get going. They'll quickly go to the right side, Jalen Darden, and he is up to the 28. He's got called back up as they cut Prochet again as they do their kick returner gymnastics with the roster. Well, it's been a tough week in Cleveland. It's been a tough week for this man in particular. Starting to become the backside of a lot of people's comments. Time to bench him, cut him, whatever, take the cap hit. Again, it gets uglier and uglier the worse that the season's going to get. Here's an RPO right side, and then caught but dropped immediately, actually, by Jerry Jeudy, and he smacks the turf. Whether or not he's missing wide open guys, or guys are dropping it, or he's taking sacks, or he's leaving clean pockets. It's not a very happy thing on this side of the ball. He'll dump it quickly over the middle, and that'll be a short completion, give him 8 yards. And again, for better or for worse, friends, I think we're going to be stuck with him for a while, so we might as well hope that he turns it around. That's the best possible outcome for us. Quick little throw to Akins. Does he have enough? And they say that he did. First down, Jordan Akins. He and David Njoku back partnering together. Jalen Carter's trying to say that it should be going the other way, but it is not going to go the other way. Watson now, shotgun snap. Here comes Jerome Ford. He'll try the right side. Nice little juke move to the 45, and Reed Blankenship comes up and sticks him there at the 45. He'll pick up 7 yards. Jerome Ford. Another week with no Chubb. I think they have 2 more before they have to, or no, 1 more week before they have to either activate him or perma-IR him. Nakobe Dean will get credited for the sack and even helps Watson up. Watson takes offense to that. Nakobe Dean, another one of those Georgia Bulldog defenders that Howie Roseman has been in love with for a while, and you can see they're coming off that right side. DeJuan Jones is the one who looks upset about letting that sack go. 3rd and 12, and they'll go trips left. Ford on the right hip, Chief on the right side of the line. Back to pass, Watson steps up in a clean pocket. Now he'll tuck it. 40, 45, 50. He's got a first down and more because the man coverage was way down the field. 22-yard scramble. And that's been about one of the only bright spots of Watson's game in real life this year, as he has been able to escape and run the ball fairly effectively, just probably a little bit more than we want. Here's Foreman, his first carry, spinning off defenders, and then Jalen Carter brings him down. Mason. Arch Manning would look good in the orange helmets. He has been he is driving the bus, my friends, for the let's tank the world for the next 2 years to get Arch Manning in the 2026 draft. So if you'd like to hop on that bandwagon with Mason, he's welcoming new clients daily for his Arch Manning 2026 campaign. Hey, Dwayne, welcome in. Go Browns. 2 tight ends left on a 3rd and 1. 3-step drop, left side throw. Akins, another short catch for a first down. So they're keeping the chains moving up to the 30-yard line. And as we've seen in real life, a good and successful opening scripted drive for the Browns. Harris again, no Posick tomorrow. Dump quick short to the Chief. Tried to get him more involved than they did last week, certainly. And here's an ace formation. Watson climbing under center. Motion coming. They will fake the jet sweep and then give it to to Foreman. Deontay gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Hey, he's back. Welcome in.
Yeah, thank you.
Watson now rolling, quickly throws, and it's dropped. Also a little bit behind Judy, but he does drop another one. He may have had the first down, and the Browns will stall out at the 23.
Looks pretty familiar.
Yeah, sadly. Sadly accurate. Hopkins in here, 40-yarder, and his kick is up and good. So both teams score on their first possession. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy on Sports. Kit, how we doing, man?
Doing well. I just got done flying. Now I'm in the hotel here in Scottsdale.
Scottsdale, okay.
Excited to be here where it's very, very hot, but that's okay. Better than Florida hot. And it's a West Coast tour, which I always like the West Coast trips. But yeah, very excited to be here, and got to at least keep tabs on the game. Couldn't watch it, but got to keep tabs on the Guardians game, which was very exciting from all I could tell, and very excited to go back and watch that one back for us to go to the AL Championship and have a chance to take on the Yanks like old times.
Absolutely. Saquon Barkley will go for 9 up the middle. Yes, good to have a West Coast trip when you're trying to avoid hurricanes and things on the other coast. Hurts will do a quick slant to the left side, and A.J. Brown gets first down. Kit Mason was saying earlier in the chat, have you heard any of the rumblings that Nick Sirianni could be getting fired if for some reason the Browns win tomorrow? Have you heard this?
No, I had not heard that, but yeah, I mean, so
something doesn't feel right
Eagles,
there for sure.
Right, and the Eagles are one of those weird fan bases and franchises where they're kind of like the New York teams, where the knee-jerk or even Dallas sometimes, but kind of that knee-jerk reaction to stuff happens. So it wouldn't. I don't know. I know it was about big markets and the media involvement and all that other stuff, but it does seem that those...
Ball's out!
Oh, a big play here.
JOK's got it! Oh, he's going to get up! Nobody touched him! Scoop and score for the Joker!
Well, let's talk about what looks realistic. I mean, if anybody's going to do stuff like that, 95-6, I mean, those are the guys... as Myles Garrett's the one who get in here and make Hurts' life miserable back there in the backfield, jars it loose, and then JOK with his explosiveness of course on the scene and ready to get up quickly to get into the end zone. And he has had a great season in spite of how much the Browns and the defense has struggled. Yeah,
JOK's been great. Sorry, you want to finish your point about media?
Yeah, no, it's just I don't know if it's the fan base, the media, the big market. I don't know what that is, but some of those teams kind of have that tendency where they do kind of react to things, kind of that way, and I don't know. It could happen, I suppose. I wouldn't put it past them.
Sort of the anti-Steelers.
Right, especially exactly. Especially for the fact that they were really good. And then, some things changed. I think starting with the fact that Kelsey retired. I mean, I think that's been huge for them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But that offense is a different offense now, and I don't know. They might choose to blow it up, and that would start with firing the coach.
Yeah, which is interesting because Howie Roseman is often considered one of the best, if not the best, general managers.
Right.
And it's his ingredients that Sirianni is cooking with, and I think Sirianni was his guy.
Yeah.
We finished one here in Philly. Browns 10, Eagles 7. Again, this strip sack fumble you're seeing, a nice slow-mo replay from our Nagy on Sports camera crew, was the scoring touchdown for the Browns. We'll flip it around, put 13 back on the clock. Again, is trying to keep things more realistic. The 13-minute quarters has been working to kind of normalize some stats. Hurts, deep shot, right side, got a man, tipped away at the last second. D'Anthony Bell Again, maybe making his first NFL start tomorrow with no Delpit, no Thornhill, no Hickman. And he makes a big play.
Well, yeah, kind of having to scrape the bottom of the barrel in that safety room as you kind of mentioned there. We've had some injuries that have not, not hurt. I was reading, or sort of not helped any, but there have been certainly have hurt. But I was reading an article that was talking about, starting safety Ronnie Hickman. And I'm going, he's not the starter though. Like,
yeah.
You gotta remember, he's already the backup. Like, now he's hurt. It's like us.
Yep. No, I've made several jokes with like the Browns social media channels and on our channels as well that like maybe you just should start listing the guys that are available. That would be a shorter list than the current. The practice reports are like 50 guys long. It's unbelievable as we're going to get a sack here, unabated to the quarterback that time, and a 3rd and long coming up. More trouble with the Browns pricking up the blitz.
And once again, it's been the O-line that's been just devastated by injuries, and that's killing us.
Yep. Another stunt. They do pick it up, and wide open down the middle of the Chief. He might go. He gets a decent block from Judy. He does. 10-5. Touchdown. David Njoku, 81 yards on a 3rd and long.
That was an incredible play. Njoku should get lots and lots of credit for this. He is wide open, well placed by Watson, just right in the outstretched arms. He makes a great move right after the catch to avoid some defenders. But look at Judy blocking downfield. 2 critical blocks on that play from number 3. He was so important. And as you mentioned in the call, he was the difference between whether or not 85 gets into the end zone, which, of course, with that block, he does.
They're going to get a roughing the kicker as well. Stefanski will go ahead and opt to kick from the 50. Cooper DeJean, rookie out of Iowa there. Now we'll get a dynamic kickoff. Let's see what Hopkins does. He's just going to drill it out of the back of the end. Well, he's going to actually drop it on the back line of the end zone. 17-7. Hurts and company back out on there. Appreciate everybody being on. Again, as I was mentioning earlier, picked up more new subscribers. We're at 1,130, 1130 on the subscribership. Thank you so much for that. We really appreciate that. Also, want to continue to shout out Kai Megas, one of our longest time subscribers, who's donated this gaming PC, and the new sim rig is up, and I feel like I'm running it pretty well. We get fun videos. Kit can join from Scottsdale now and not have any issues with it, and it is. As I get more comfortable with it, it is easier to make adjustments on the computer version of the game, certainly, than with the controller. Now, don't ask me to do coach mode, because I won't be able to do anything. I won't be able to run a pass or do anything. So
that's where you plug in a controller and call it.
Well, that's true. I could do that as well. I could do that. Yes, JOK did drop it, but it's a moot point now as they will punt.
True. But he would have had another huge turnover in this game. I'm sure he's going to regret that one. He'll want it back. I mean, you're right in his hands for JOK, but certainly still having a great game and in a great position there. Not a really good throw for Hurts.
11-18. Watson comes out in a pistol. He will give it to Foreman, and Foreman's blown down in the middle that time once again by Nakobe Dean. Of course, Deion Jones, the former Falcon, who then played for the Browns for a little bit, was the middle linebacker for these Eagles. Actually cut him this week, so no Deion Jones in this one. Now pressure, he'll swing it right side to Ford. Ford breaks one tackle, cannot break the second tackle. And now 3rd and long. Jalen Carter, get in my belly, he says now. 3rd and long. We know what these are like. Watson stands in there. He'll fire left and got a man again. It was the Chief, did enough to buy time. Long developing route. Chief from right to left. And another first down.
Yeah, Chief putting together stringing together some really nice plays here. The previous one for a touchdown, this one a critical first down for the Chief, as he is such an important part of this offense, and good to have him back in the lineup.
1st and 10, new set of downs now. Watson decent protection. Quick throw right side. Judy holds on to this one. He'll be hit down to the ground by Slay. But he does get a first down up to the 45-yard line. And the Browns with some decent momentum here now and into Eagle territory. Back to pass. Watson. 5-step drop. Left side throw again this time. First catch of the day for Amari Cooper. Of course, much speculation now, especially with the record going the wrong way, that he might be a New York Jet, a Kansas City Chief, something here in the not-too-distant future. We'll see, as when, much like winning cures lots of things, losing makes everything feel awful.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Another first down run there for Deontay Foreman. Again, hopefully that we'll get to see Nick Chubb in 1 week. That would be nice. Pressure coming, hit as he throws, and he doinks it off the helmet of Jed Wills, who is the one who gave up the pressure, so it feels somehow fitting that he is punished with a football to the head.
Right, and speaking to the point about Nick Chubb coming back, remember, he has to come back.
Well, they have to at least activate him.
Right, but yes, he has to be a part of the 53, activated off of PUP and activated to the 53. And it's critical because otherwise he will go instantly and be lost for the rest of the season if because they can't bring him off of PUP and then not activate him.
Correct.
Because if they did that, he would be out for the season, and then you get nothing out of him.
Jordan Davis, another one of those high draft pick defensive linemen from Georgia, will sack Deshaun this time as he was rolling right. And it looks like Nick Harris just didn't block anybody that time, which would be an odd choice. Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, former teammates, now reunited in the middle of that line with the retirement of Fletcher Cox. Hopkins will try from 50 or about 49 this time. His kick is up and his kick is good. So 20-7. Again, feels like 20 is going to be a stretch just because they haven't done it yet. But here we go, 20 in the first half for the Browns. The defensive touchdown obviously helps that as well. And yeah, just having a lead at all and being able to run the football and not being in third long all the time, not being 10 points, 20 points, 50 points behind all the time. All of those things matter. And this time they'll try to run it to the right side. MJ Emerson and Myles Garrett are there to stop Saquon Barkley. 6:20 and counting here on this second quarter clock. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy on Sports. We're in the middle of our official 2024 Browns season sim where we do mirror and recreate reality so that all of the team's records are accurate. So every week I go in and force win the actual outcomes of the games. That's why you see under their record, the Browns are 1-4 and the Eagles are 2-2, just having had their bye. So we do match things up so that they are realistic by the time we get to the playoffs. Over the middle, and it's knocked away. Saquon actually out of the backfield, and Denzel ended up on him and made a great play. And having a healthy 21, very important for the back end.
Yeah, wearing them like a communion suit out there. Great
right.
coverage from 21.
Absolutely was. Another punt coming here from Braden Mann. And Darden from his 20. Tackled almost instantly by Avonte Maddox. And Browns back out there with 5:32 on this second quarter clock. Do appreciate all of our subscribers. Again, 1,130 of you. Grateful for that. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe or if you've gotten yourself a new Gmail account, remember you can subscribe from multiple Gmail addresses. It's okay. It will allow it. Also, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. That helps continue to grow our audience as well. Only place on YouTube that you can find these simulated sporting events is we get another RPO slant there to Amari Cooper. That was a dart that time from Watson. But only place on YouTube that you can find these simulated sporting events with the live, original, and color commentary, as well as witty banter and generally kind human beings named Kit and I. Watson again, quick little dig from the right. Judy's got a first down across the midfield stripe. 2nd and 1. Again, as we've talked about at length, we certainly don't need to beat the dead horse, but it really is kind of a death by 1,000 cuts. It's one little thing here, but then it's like, nope, it's actually 12 little things here and there. And, you go back to that as Za'Darius said, as Watson's going to take off and get the first down and slide. Yay! As Za'Darius said this week on CBD, that one drive after the JOK punch out, where they got all the way down to the 2 and had first and goal from the 2, was like essentially like a microcosm of the season, because you had a pre-snap penalty, back it up, second down, Judy was wide open, Watson missed him and took a sack. Third down, Watson delivers a really nice pass, Judy drops it. Then they try to go for it on fourth, have the penalty, call timeout, right? Remember, this is the one where he's walking off the field and Kevin's like, I can't believe that we're doing this. And everybody's like, he's quitting on the team. And it's like, no, there's 12 people in the huddle, and they can't bring another timeout. So just sort of a microcosm of the entire season in one little red zone possession.
Yep.
At least for the offense.
Really has mirrored the feel of the entire season so far. And unfortunately, part of the reason the defense is struggling the way they are
absolutely.
is the offense has put them in that position that they have. I mean, they're on the field way too much.
Yeah, if you can't get a first down ever, no NFL defense is going to be able to hang. All right, 2-minute warning time. Can they punch something else into the end zone? Ooh, nice catch by the Chief. He got hit pretty hard, but able to hold on to the football there. Tristan McCollum, the safety, kind of hit him as he caught it. Back to pass. Watson again. Pressure now in his face. He'll wiggle to the right. Oh, outstretched arms of a diving Amari Cooper. And incomplete, 3rd and 4. Michael Dunn also healthy now, so if Zinter struggles tomorrow, you'll see a Michael Dunn and Watson keeper all the way. First down again. It's been one of the brightest spots of his season. Not many bright ones, but his ability to scramble and get yardage has been on display this year, certainly more than previous seasons. Blitz coming. He'll feel it. Left side, almost intercepted. Tried to throw that one up to Elijah Moore, and Avonte Maddox was right with him. Had a better chance of catching it. 57 seconds left. Still haven't had to use a timeout yet. Quick throw right side to the Chief. And Chief tries to break a tackle, tries to get out of bounds, but can't. Good tackle by Reed Blankenship to keep him in bounds, and the Browns are going to have to use that first timeout. Is it foggy in Philly? What's going on? Or they just shoot out fireworks or something? I don't know. It's a weird look. 3rd and 6 now. Watson, blitz coming. They pick it up for right now, which has, again, been something that's been hard to do in real life. Watson doesn't like what he sees and throws it away, and they'll settle for yet another field goal. So 1 defensive touchdown, 1 Chief 81-yard touchdown, and then 3 now field goals for Dustin Hopkins has been the scoring for the Browns. 23-7. I think Jeffrey Lurie's up there in that box right now, Mason, getting ready to make the call. Sirianni, you're out.
I didn't get that.
Oh, not Siri. I said Sirianni. My phone was like, what? What did you just say? No, I said Nicholas.
Am I in trouble?
Nicholas J. Sirianni. Tough name to have in his house. They might have an Alexa.
Sure.
They may have an Alexa for that very reason. Who knows? Motion coming here with 34 seconds. Let's see if the Eagles can get themselves into a scoring position. Here's a throw over the middle. Devontae Smith. He beat Cam Mitchell for a first down to the 50, and they'll call timeout number 1.
Yeah, that would rather make the decision for you, wouldn't it? Whether or not you're going to be an iOS guy or an Android.
Maybe. Hurts, left side, long throw, and he did get the Tootsies in, despite some pressure. 2nd and 6. Back to pass now. Hurts in trouble. Now he'll leave the pocket. It's clean because they're in man. First down, takes a shot from Devin Bush, but he does get the first down, and now they are definitely into Jake Elliott territory. Let's see how aggressive they get. No more timeouts, though, so a sack ends this half. We'll see how smart that Madden makes Jalen Hurts. Rolling right. He's in trouble. He's going to roll down the line. Now he'll actually run. He's not very smart at all, apparently. He'll slide down at the 16. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Half. Well, he kind of walked down the line of scrimmage like, I don't want to run, and then he took off. But why didn't he just go out of bounds? Things that Madden continues to madden about. Well, 23-7. This would be fun to see in real life. Again, just haven't seen anything to prove that it's doable right now.
Right.
Browns will get the second half kick as well. How about them apples? Again, we actually
weird about it too is
Okay.
with the offense, you feel like it's all there if they can just figure out how to execute and not get stupid penalties and not shoot themselves in the foot. They'd be explosive and very good, but they're anything but because they just can't get out of their own way.
It's essentially all of the same players with very few exceptions. It is a significantly different amount of coaches, so I mean I think that's why some people are speculating that if there's coaching hires, it's going to be, do you see Ken Dorsey? Do you see Andy Dickerson? Do you see Tommy Rees? Do you see Deuce Staley? I mean, all of those guys are new. Basically, Chad O'Shea, right? It's the only one who's back. So, yeah, we'll see. It's a weird, like I said. Anytime that there's losing involved, all of the wrinkles are on display, and everybody has got something to say. And there's he's not going to bench him. He can't bench him. What could it hurt? It can't get worse. He still gives us the best chance to win. We're going to clean it up, and it's like, okay, but what are you going to actually change? You're not going to change your scheme in a week. You're not going to change your personnel in a week. Are you going to change? Are you going to practice better? Are you going to, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I wish we would push back a little bit with our media and be like, what does that actually mean? Like, is we're going to get a stiff arm from Jerome Ford and a big run from Ford to the 20. Just his fifth carry already up to 54 yards. But, yeah, and again, I think Segura said it nicely. There's literally 5 things that you can change. You can change the coach. You can change the scheme. You can change the play caller, I suppose. You can change personnel. You can change the way that you prepare, right? How you prepare. And then you can, what are you doing, in between during the weeks? You can change that. But other than that, it's not like you can't just be like, hey, all of a sudden we're going to run this offense instead of that offense. So, it's not like Madden where we can just sub in DTR and he runs the playbook that we want him to perfectly,
Right.
So we'll see.
I think you can't possibly overstate the impact of losing Bill Callahan was on this team. We've seen it throughout the season. That's where the vast majority of our issues and problems.
Everything starts up there. Yep.
Started. It's been in the line. It's been, stupid holds. Sometimes not even a hold, but called nonetheless. But it's been stupid offsides penalties. It's been lots of
a roughing the passer that negates a tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been and then of course we've talked about the injuries already. The O-line has been a big impact to that too. But even guys that were on an upward trajectory, we're seeing some significant fall off from. And Petonio, okay, maybe he's just getting old, and that's what that is. But Teller has been inconsistent, but he has definitely fallen off this season. You've got DeJuan Jones in a sophomore slump. You've got a bunch of backup guys that, there was a time, because we've seen it with this offensive line where although you never wanted to have to rely on the backups, you did, and it wasn't as...
Some guy named Blake.
Outside of Hudson. And Hudson has been a liability really since he was drafted, unfortunately. We never really figured it out. But
in pass blocking,
outside of him, it's not been that way. You've had Nick Harris come in and be a stud at times. You've had, some guy named Blake you already mentioned. There's plenty of names you could throw out there that
he turned Wyatt Teller into a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, that haven't been that, and suddenly Callahan goes away, and all the cracks are ever so visible.
Yeah, it's brutal, and that's any level of football, right? Blocking and tackling, that's where they start. That's the most fundamental level of things that you have to do, and we're not blocking well, and for whatever reason, we're also not tackling particularly well either.
Yep, the fundamentals.
First down is
that and execution. That's the last piece of the tripod, if you will, for the fundamental trees. You gotta have execution to not be penalized. And you've got to have fundamentals of tackling and fundamentals of blocking. And if you have those three things, you can win a lot of football games, because at that point, then it's about running the offense and scheming up a defense and making adjustments, doing stuff like that. Then you have to worry about situational football. And if you're worried about situational football, now you're at a much bigger advantage, because now it's just about executing in critical moments.
Well, in some ways, as Hurts escapes a sack, he'll roll right to the 20, breaks another tackle, and then Michael Hall knocks it out! I think they're going to say that it was on the line. But yes, it's my understanding, Big Dog, that Michael Hall will play tomorrow. He has been activated, so I would assume that that's the case.
He is. He has been activated. The expectation is he will be a part of the rotation for tomorrow. So you should expect to see him in there for snaps. I don't know how many snaps that might be. They might be trying to slow roll him in and see how he does, and it might be just like full go. I mean, we'll see.
Like I said, at this point, it's not like you're hurting anything to try it. You know, I'm a pretty big fan of, if nothing changes, then nothing changes. Like, definition of insanity is like, let's just keep trying the same thing. Like, it's probably going to work this time, right? Like, no, change something. So, hey, put Michael Hall in at guard. Can he pick up a TE stunt? Like, let's go. Like, I don't care. What are we doing here?
Trying the same thing and expecting a different result is
literally insane.
Not a way to go. Yeah, not a way to go.
All right, 26-10 as the Browns do stall out the Eagles. 5:44 on this third quarter clock. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy on Sports here. Quick throw over the middle, and it's caught by Jerry Jeudy for 8. And he's up to the 35-yard line for Jerry Jeudy, who, again, up until that drop last week, had been one of the only bright spots of the offense.
Right.
Quick little dump left side, and caught by Elijah Moore.
Actually, I would say there's been one other bright spot for the offense, has been Jerome Ford. I mean, he's put together, in spite of the bad blocking, putting together some impressive efforts on offense. I mean, he's averaging over 5 yards a carry, which is not bad for a guy who's not even a starter.
Yeah.
And then he's also doing, proving his worth as a back catching the ball out of the backfield. He shows that you can get him open in some space, put the ball on him, and he can do some damage with the ball in his hands and catch the ball reliably.
Indeed, there he is, right there on display to make you accurate in your statement, Jerome Ford. And yes, I'm not sure, Big Dog, actually how Moore held on to that, because he got rocked by the DB that time. Here comes Ford again. He's got a pulling Bitonio. He'll spill to the right side, and it'll end up being 4 before Reed Blankenship gets there. Pistol look here now. Watson. Motion out from the Chief. Oh, he'll go on that orbit motion all the way around. Not illegally, though. And he'll stay there and wait as an outlet. Fired over the middle, and it's picked off. Tried to force it into Cooper, and Reed Blankenship, the free safety, was right there. And there will be a celebratory Eagle play in the end zone. So tried to force it into his receiver.
He did. I think he also left it slightly behind his receiver here. Actually, I guess no, he had good position, just better, or a good throw, just better positioning from the defender. You're right, forcing it in with the defender underneath, and nicely played from Blankenship. Good positioning on that coverage to take that one away. Just cut underneath it.
Turnovers are 1 apiece here. Hurts dig across the middle. Watch out, Smith. He can fly, breaking tackles, and he's up to the 30. And Devontae Smith, the former Heisman Trophy winner, up to the 30-yard line. Might we see another wide receiver Heisman this year? Time will tell. Left side run, Barkley. Broken tackle. Whoa, he got bumped backwards. It's like a bumper car situation. Both he and JOK kind of ran into each other and then knocked each other backwards with momentum. Net result is 4 yards. Here comes motion from Smith. They'll give him a pop pass. He's got Barkley as the lead blocker. He'll choose to cut it up early, and that's a mistake because Devin Bush was right there waiting. And he'll slam him down for a loss of 1, 3rd and 5. Third and 5, says the man in the box. Back to pass. There's a blitz coming. Hurts is in trouble, and Michael Hall Jr. His first NFL sack. He'll do a little dance. And 4th and 10 is the result. Eagles will punt again. They blitzed that time, and Hurts had nowhere to go with the football. Fair catch called for and made by Darden at the 27. Watson today, 20 of 27 for 230 and a touchdown. It's just, it almost looks like like fiction at this point. His stat line has not been there yet.
If the Browns can figure out execution, Watson could have
Absolutely
a day and numbers like that. I mean, that's not out of the realm of possible for this offense.
Didn't he start out like 8 for 8 or something in that Jaguars game? I'm trying to remember.
They've got to figure out. I mean, that starts with the O-line. We've already talked about the blocking. They've got to learn to play as a unit and to protect better. And Watson has to feel more comfortable in the pocket because when he's getting pressured, he is not playing well. They've got to keep him clean, and he's got to, if he's able to be comfortable back there, able to find his receivers downfield, that'll make a huge difference. So he could have a day like this, but it's the execution alone has to be. It's got to be a night and day difference. Is what it really has to be.
Indeed. 4th quarter time here. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy on sports. Yeah, so in that win, as he's going to be sacked again by Davis, in that win, Watson was 22 of 34 for 186 in the Jags game. So that was when he was, quote, most successful. When he was in, let me pull up, because everybody thought that he played maybe his best game against the Raiders, right? Watson, decent pocket, over the middle, caught for a first down. See how that works, blockers? Just try a little bit harder. Another catch for Jerry Jeudy. And again, he's got to be just sick about how. So he was 24 of 32, but for 176 and a touchdown and interception. 8 carries, 32 yards. Like, that's still not great, yet that was his, quote, best performance. He'll roll right 40, 35, 30, broken tackle, get down, or get pushed out of bounds to the 26. 26-10, Browns in the catbird seat here. Eagles just kind of struggled from the beginning, and a couple of quick scores, one on offense and one on defense, kind of took them out of their rhythm, and they've been behind the 8 ball since.
Well, and that could be a recipe for success for the Browns if they were able to do something like that, take a team out of their rhythm, and you don't have to play a clean execution game at that point as much. It's not as paramount that you be on your game, because if you get out to a hot start like that, taking a team out of its rhythm can really impact the game going forward.
Teams have certainly taken us out of our rhythm.
Oh yeah.
And Watson's going to be sacked again. So now the pressure's starting to get there. That's number 6 on the day for the Eagles. Jalen Carter one more time. Again, just a steal that he fell to this team when he was probably a top 4 talent in last year's draft. And now they've got their Fletcher Cox for the next decade there next to his former teammate Jordan Davis. Bajorquez, maybe the only other outside of JOK, the MVP of the team right now. Bajorquez has been incredible.
He has been. He's been a truly bright spot for this team.
1st and 10. Browns lead by 16 here, 9:44 to go. Not completely out of it just yet, but something's got to give quickly on offense for the Eagles. Pressure around the backside, ball's out, and it's fallen on by Mailata, the left tackle, but was that Miles or was that Za'Darius? I couldn't look, so say it looked like it was Za'Darius maybe that time, and he got there quickly and forces a sack fumble. Hurts again, back to pass. Pressure now up his gut, and Za'Darius is right there, 2 in a row for 99. 3rd and 22 coming up. .835 and counting, and the Boo Birds now out in Philly. Can you imagine being beaten by double digits? Oh my, almost picked by Newsome. Getting beaten by double digits by this team. The Boo Birds would be out, and it would be loud.
They would be out, and who knows, maybe Sirianni would get fired for a game like that.
Yeah, who knows?
But let's talk about being a shot in the arm for a team that would be desperately needed if the Browns could actually do something like this.
Gosh.
Oh my goodness, would that be a huge shot in the arm? Something you could actually maybe build something out of.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Trips to the left side now. Watson under center. 8:24. Blitz coming again. He'll go to right side. Caught by the Chief. Another hard hit, but Browns receivers are holding on to the ball well. Again, that's part of those receptions, those stat lines that I was reading of Watson's don't tell the whole story, of course, because they also have like a league high in drops as well. So it's not always about, ooh, a little sweet little move in the pocket, and he throws a first down to Deontay Foreman. That was a little like shimmy step to miss the diving blitzer to throw a first down completion. That was cool looking. Here comes Foreman. Oof, right into the middle of the teeth of that defense, and that's a hard charging 2 yards for Deontay Foreman, who, again, if he doesn't slip on the worst field in the NFL on that 4th down call, who knows? Maybe we go down and we score our first touchdown and things are a little bit nicer. But again, when it's a death by it, that's just one little thing, and if it was just that one little thing, it would be fine. But there are 100 of those one little things. Elijah Moore's dad complaining on Twitter about his kids' targets. Like, if it was just that, it would be fine. But that's like 1 of 1,000. I mean, it's just, there's so many little things. So many little leaks in the boat right now. And in some ways, it sort of feels like a hydra. When you put out one fire, 2 more spread in its place.
Yep.
Our Sim Browns, however, are playing to their potential. And another touchdown pass. We have a flag on the play. 2nd touchdown for Chief if it stands. It looks like it's in the area of holding, and Batonio appears to be the guilty party. And he is. Yeah, the video game's like, hey, these guys are all highly rated players. They should look like this. Maybe I need to go through and like turbo nerf everybody on our team to make it more accurate. Watson will scramble to the 23. 2nd and 8. Getting some of that penalty yardage back. Clock right now is all they care about, though. Trickle, trickle, trickle. Stretch again to Foreman. 20 to the 15 to the 10. Nice block out in front by Judy. Sets up a first down and goal, perhaps, from the 10. Do appreciate everybody for being on. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy on Sports. We will continue. We've been doing our Guardians playoff sim. We are 1 game now, 2 games actually behind. But we are not mirroring reality with that one. But I'll continue to bring that one to you over the course of the coming days. And again, just because of the schedule, we actually did our Ohio State sim all the way back on Tuesday. That game was wild in a 3-point Oregon victory, like 52-49. It was a bonkers game. If you missed that sim, you should check it out as well. Watson in trouble, and he'll be sacked for the 7th time. A hat trick for Jordan Davis. So here we are, about 4 minutes out here. The Browns have 2 touchdowns and a whole mess load of field goals here. And that mess load's about to be... Ooh, that was almost a pick six the other way. Wow. Avonte Maddox jumping the route. And now this mess load becomes a bushel load. Hopkins on for his 5th attempt today. The elusive 29 points. 2 touchdowns, 1 on offense, 1 on defense, and 5 field goals for your Browns. 29-10, 326. So this one will go into the win column at least for, I don't know, 24-ish hours until we find out what happens in real life. May have to force lose a perfectly good sim once again, but that's how we do things here. Do appreciate everybody being on with us here at Nagy on Sports. Hurts into the huddle. Yeah, Kit brings up a good point earlier. The loss of Jason Kelce, not just, what he did on the field, certainly the bush push or the tush push and the, picking up, making all the calls and those kinds of things and just being one of the league's best centers. But then you have to imagine a guy like that in the locker room just absolutely commanded the respect of everyone. And to lose that, that two-headed part of it, the on the field and the off the field stuff, even if you feel like you're replacing him with a younger, more talented player or whatever, it's always not quite as easy as that ball pops out. It's going to be picked up by the Browns. We'll see if this stands. That came out really quickly. And the Browns, as they've been much maligned for now, their defensive celebrations went down by 20. Did he take 3 steps? I don't know if he did or not. We'll see if they review this one or not. Watson coming onto the field. I'm not going to touch the controller here to sway them one way or the other. And no review at all. Well, there you go. Second turnover of the game, and that will cement the coffin shut for the Browns in this one. They will just run the football out now. 2-minute warning time on the way. 29-10. Again, we do appreciate everybody being on. This one was a fun one. Hopefully that we get some semblance of this in real life tomorrow. Again, you can join Kit and I during the game for our in-game chat. If you do so, that's on our Discord channel, which is available with an invite link in the description of this or any of our other videos, as Ford breaks tackles in chew clock mode and does a great job of staying in bounds there at the end of the run, which keeps that clock ticking. Also on our Discord channel, you'll find out in advance of when we're simming and then have general other chat things. There's a whole chat area for the Guardians, for instance, which we've been using a lot recently. But just fun opportunity to continue to connect with Nagy Nation between these simulated games. And should be the last play of the game here on a 2nd and 9. Watson's in a shotgun because why not? Ford blown up in the backfield, and that should be the game here. Browns are going to win this one 29-10. And we'll get some stats for you here in just a minute. Kit, you want to go ahead and start wrapping it up?
Yeah, this certainly would be a game you'd love to see the Browns actually pull off tomorrow. I don't know how likely it is, especially with the way their season has been going, because they're going to have to get a lot of things right that they just haven't been doing. They had plays when they needed it. They were able to overcome some of the adversity in this one, and played good football all around, and big plays being the highlight of it. And Njoku one, none bigger than that Njoku play, and of course that one right there, the turnover for JOK, that kind of cemented the game, as you already mentioned. Right out the gate, took the Eagles out of their rhythm, and Browns shut the door from there, and that was all you really needed. Even with all those field goals, it didn't really matter. The Eagles were pretty much done.
1 offensive touchdown, 1 defensive touchdown, and 5 Hopkins field goals. Hurts today, 18 for 29, 219, and a touchdown. Saquon Barkley, 8 for 43, 5 for 52 for Hurts, but look at that column. 3 fumbles today for him. even though they didn't lose all of them. 7 for 99 and the touchdown for Devontae Smith. Saquon 3 for 29. Calcaterra 3 for 48. Dallas Goedert 3 for 34. How about A.J. Brown, just 2 for 9 and a drop in his return from injury? That would be pretty great for us to be able to hold him to that. Now, Kobe Dean with 13, 12 for Reed Blankenship, 10 for Avonte Maddox. Sacks today, 3 for Jordan Davis, 1 for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, 1 for Dean, 1 for Carter, and a half for Milton Williams and Bryce Huff. And again, the interception was by Reed Blankenship, and we did not have any fumbles that we gave them. Jake Elliott was 1 for 1, in case you were wondering. For the Browns, Deshaun Watson today, 25 of 34 for 288. That's 73% completion, 1 touchdown and the 1 interception. Foreman, 16 for 48, 10 for 87 today. How about 8.7 a clip for Ford as well, including 59 yards after contact, 6 for 64 for Watson. So all 3 rushers with some decent success. How about Chief? Come on back, baby. 9 for 143 and a touchdown, including the 81-yarder. Elijah Moore ends 5 for 58, 4 for 50 for Jerry Jeudy despite 2 drops. Just 2 for 22 today for Coop, so somebody had locked him up or they just weren't looking his way in this one. Leading sack today, or tackles today, 7 for Newsom, 7 for Bush, 7 for JOK, 6 for Miles and Rodney McLeod. 2 sacks for Za'Darius, 1 for Michael Hall, 1 for Garrett, and 1 for Mahmoud Diabate in his game back from being on IR. Several pass deflections today. How about 4 forced fumbles? Smith, Hall, Mitchell, and Garrett, and they were able to fall on 2 of them, Newsom and, again, Jeremiah Musu-Koromoa, who returned his for a touchdown. Well, guys, we really appreciate you being on with us. This one was a lot of fun, and we were excited to bring it to you for Kit, who is in Scottsdale at this juncture. Phil here in Central Ohio. We are Nagy on Sports. Again, hopefully we'll have something to cheer for tomorrow and get to enjoy the real game. Otherwise, go Bucks tonight. Go Guardians on Monday night in New York. And as always, go Browns!